Make sure the bead's edges lay flat against the wall. Here's a curved wall with a 4-foot radius. I'd call this a moderate curve, but I won't be able to bend 1/2-inch drywall sheets around it. Instead, I'll use 2 plies of 1/4-inch sheets of regular gypsum board, which is much easier to bend. And I made my job even easier by pre-bowing the panels the night before. I just set each end of the stack of panels on a concrete block and let them sag overnight. I'll start on the outside or convex side of the wall. I fasten the edges all the way around as I form the panel around the curve. I cut the panel a little long on purpose. It just needs a quick trim before I push this corner home to a snug fit. I take my time screwing the center of each panel, and I'm careful not to sink the screws in too far into the thin drywall board. After some more trimming, I'm ready for the second layer. Then the first layer on the inside, where the radius is 3 inches tighter. Then the final inside layer. Oops! Well, this happens. At this point, I can try it again, but I didn't want to look too foolish here. So I sent Jeff out for some 1/4-inch flexible drywall, which is half again as costly as a regular 1/4-inch, but it's almost certain to take this curve without trouble. On a concave surface, I fasten at the midpoint of the curve first and work towards the ends. Flex the board slowly and try to press it right up against the underlying curve at the point where the nail will go in. Then nail it. For archways, I hang the face panels right over the opening and cut out along the arch. It's just like any doorway. On the insides of the arches, I attach a double layer of 1/4-inch drywall. First, cut the drywall into strips of the proper width. I press these into position slowly and gently, springing between the little ledge made by the top of the vertical strip coming up from the floor and the top of the arch. If I try to do this too quickly, the piece will break. For this 2-foot radius, I nail about 4 inches apart in order to maintain a nice smooth curve. Of course, the curve isn't really smooth yet, but it gets better and better as the flexible corner bead goes on and as the taping progresses until it's a nicely formed arch. On the flat, horizontal, and vertical inside surfaces of the archway, I use regular 1/2-inch thick drywall, which blends in perfectly with the 2 layers of 1/4-inch. You've got to protect the edges of the archway just like any other outside corner. Flexible plastic corner beads are made just for this purpose. They're twice as expensive as metal corners, but they go around a curve more than twice as fast as I could work a metal bead, which I'd have to notch every inch in order to bend it like this. I space the nails roughly 2 inches apart as I form the bead around the arch. I blend it into the metal corner bead by butting the two together, not lapping them.